Ready. Play.
A bunch of first rounds. We are, I think, just going to do some men's ones. We've got 3 women's already out there anyway for the masses. And we're going to begin with Jannik Sinner against, tell me his name, Damien.
Kopriva.
Kopriva, because of course I, being an Anglo-Saxon, always just go Kopriva.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, for a while I did too, but I kind of, I've been to a lot of Czech events. I've talked to Kopriva, honestly, a million times. So at some point I just decided, okay, let's do it the right way, And there is that small thing over his R, right, in the surname, and that's what makes it Kopriva rather than Kopriva. Yeah.
On the ATP website, that thing over the R, whether it's
there's no letters specific to languages or just English alphabet on the ATP website, on the scoreboards or anywhere. But yeah, I'm trying to implement that as much as I can in like tweets and stuff. If I remember, if I have the time to do it. But obviously, yeah, I mean, if anybody says Kopriva, I'm sure that Vit doesn't mind.
Well, that's the Jannik Sinner Kopriva preview done. So let's move. Tell us some things about Vit's game, at least, that, what are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? What can he bring to this to get him to 5-all in the first set?
I mean, obviously he's a bit of a late bloomer, as you can see by his age. This is basically the first, this year he broke the top 100. Last year he was super close, but he kind of tried playing the ATP Tour only, qualifying, and didn't really do all that well. But he did have 2 slam appearances already last year, and one of them is actually going to be very important to the point I'm going to make. I mean, he's got a pretty interesting, aggressive, flat game. The backhand drop shot is phenomenal. Like, everybody knows exactly which way it's going to go. It's always down the line. It's always the same motion, but he still catches people out of this. So I think it's pretty fascinating. Better as a clay courter, but typically also someone who enjoys fast clay courts. So it's not like on hard he's like awful. And last year he took Korda to 5 sets in Australia. He also had a final at the challenger level at least a couple of times on hard courts. Kozerki last year and this year, I think, in Nonthaburi. So, it's not his favorite surface, but he is pretty good. However, Sinner is obviously just, another class. And I think Kopriva is also such a humble, nice guy that it hurts him sometimes. I talked to him last year about that Djokovic match he played at Wimbledon, because at Wimbledon, he also drew Novak in the opening round, which, is just really unlucky if you also take into consideration this Sinner draw. And I just remember what he said, that on the one hand, he was like, nice, I'm going to get a match against Djokovic on center court. Or like court 1, I don't remember. Anyway, on a big stage. But at the same time, that your tournament is over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I agree with you. But I think if you want to, reach high, if you want to aim high, if you want to get something even greater out of your career, you kind of have to have that, I'm going to be number 1. I'm going to be amazing. I can
Maxime Cressy.
And I mean, Maxime Cressy, saying that he wants to get to number 1 and is still doubting his opposition. Like, that's the kind of mindset. Maybe you don't see it, but like Holger Rune, wanting to win 13 Roland Garroses, I think this is the mindset you need to have kind of as a tennis player. Or Carlos wanting to become the greatest of all time. I mean, who wants to become the greatest of all time? People want to become number 1, greatest of their era. Nobody really starts out as, wanting to become the greatest of all time. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that I don't think Vit Kopriva will believe that he has a shot against Jannik Sinner, and that might also make this match kind of even less interesting than it could be. Do I think he has a shot against Jannik Sinner? Not really. Like, the mindset probably wouldn't really change all that much here.
What about 5-all in the first? Can we get to 5? Like, what's the chances of that? Are we still saying that's pretty slim? Are we looking
pretty slim? Yeah. I mean, his game is not really like serve oriented at all.
Right.
Which I think makes it even tougher. He's not a Terence Atman who's going to come out and just get with Sinner to a tiebreak.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be a lot of baseline play, because that's also something that Kopriva needs. Like, his serve really isn't too much of an asset. Probably, actually, this is why he is best on clay, because even though he likes quick conditions, like, he doesn't really have a serve. So, it will be difficult. Obviously, there is always a chance that Jannik has like a set where he just isn't up to his par, first round. It's happened to him before, right? But I mean, to win this match, to even win 2 sets, it just feels almost impossible, unfortunately.
Listen, Jannik is making the second week, I think, whoever is in his draw. But I don't think it's quite a nice draw, isn't it? Kopriva on the first round, followed by, so we're going to talk about Popperin against Rusevori next, because that's who will lie in wait. I guess Popperin is not an ideal second round opponent should he beat Rusevori. I guess that's fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, Popperin was just a seed, and in other tournaments like this, right? He only dropped because of that Toronto or Montreal rather title that he didn't defend, but he was there, right? I mean, in Canada, in Cincy, he was actually making runs. Like, he's definitely one of the most dangerous unseeded players currently. So Popperin's second round isn't easy, but like you said, I mean, Sinner is just making the quarterfinals or something, regardless of who he's playing, and then after that, we might just start thinking about, oh, maybe that guy can beat him, maybe that guy can push him. But first few rounds, it's like, even if he drops a set, nobody will be running to their TV sets and saying, oh, come watch this, Sinner is on the verge of going out. Not really.
Yeah, we won't have any Fonini Alcaraz vibes at all. Although I guess even
Doubt it,
you
yeah.
you still
I mean,
felt that.
Popperin Sinner, it could happen maybe, but yeah, it would really need like a lot of convincing, let's say, to kind of show us that, oh no, actually this is a match where Jannik can lose. It would take like a ridiculous standard from
I
Popperin.
think Jannik in the first round last year was down a set and a break. I think.
That's what I meant. Yeah, when I said that, okay, something crazy might happen simply because it's the first set of the tournament, first match of the tournament. But it wasn't really up on who was it, Mackie that got him? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
think so. Yeah.
So like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it was really on the opponent. Just some early nerves, early slow
That
start.
also,
But it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
the news about his failed drugs test had come out just in the sort of interim period between Cincinnati and New York. So I don't know if there was anything there in that. But yeah, he was down a set and a break. But I needed Mackie to consolidate and maybe even get to like 4-2 before I was. But in the end, I think after that moment, I think he then won like just 2 or 3 games or something for the rest of the match. Very small. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.